Hello and welcome to this workout. This one is all about walking, and we're aiming today with this workout to maintain and improve the quality of the muscles that you use most for your walking, and also to try and practice and maintain your balance, because as I'm sure you understand when you're walking along outside, we need a lot more balance than we realise when we're younger, but we start to become very aware of it as we get older. So regular balance practice really helps to make sure that you don't feel unsteady on your feet when you're out and about. So that's what we're doing today. A few cautions before we start as always. Firstly, make sure that the area that you're working in is smooth, level surface and no clutter or objects that are going to derail you. Clear the pets out of the way. Make sure that you have water, a bottle or a glass of water with you. You can pause the video, take a drink, carry on going. Water regularly throughout the day is great for the body and for the brain. Careful with your shoes, make sure you've got good footwear, comfortable, flat and not slippy surfaces, all right? So no slippers, please, just because we're indoors, and no sandals that are going to be falling off the back of your feet. All right, let's get going. This is the walking muscles workout. Starting with our regular little warm-up routine, where we're just generally loosening up the most important bits of the body and warming through. Stepping on the spot. As always, if you feel unsteady like this, bring a chair in front, just place your hands lightly on it. Always aiming to reduce the amount that you're relying on the chair. So as you improve with your workouts, you can just rely on your own body instead. Adding shoulders and down and lift and lower. Sliding the shoulders up and down. And again, lift and slide down. Rolling your shoulders from the front to the back. Remember, you can always stand still if you find it difficult doing both things at the same time. Keep your head steady here. And one more big shoulder roll. And then stopping still with your feet a little bit wider. Soft knees, remember not pulling them harshly. Arms at your sides and your lower abdominal muscle pulling in. Sliding down and up to your centre. Sliding down the other way and up. Again, you're reaching your hand down but staying tall and looking straight ahead, and up we come. Same on the other side, reaching the hand down and up. And each time you go, you creep a little bit further down and up to centre, and a little bit further down the other way and up again. Hands to the centre, we're turning. Shoulders stay low, your shoulders and your head turn with you. Back to your centre, and then they twist the other way round and back to your centre. Top half of the body turns, bottom half stays still and return. And again, around and return. If you've been following the other videos, you'll be quite familiar with these movements now. And back we come. Last one, around and back again. Arms down, feet back to your railway tracks, length through your spine, always checking your posture. Good posture also allows you to have better strength and good balance. The three things are absolutely tied up together. Okay, we're going to do a little side step and back. So you step over both feet and back. This is a very simple little movement, but it's interesting that as we age, we do lose the skill of this movement. So some people can find it quite tricky at first. You might need to keep on practicing to make sure that you are indeed moving both feet over and both feet back. Okay, just a few more of those. And over and back and over and finish there. Good. And then just taking the feet a little wider and So we're reinforcing that idea of the side to side, this time with our gentle sway, which also just challenges your balance a little bit. It begins to tune in the brain with what's going on down in your balance receptors, all the way down in your legs. Okay, so just gentle sway, and then bringing that one back, and we're going to finish these warm-up exercises with our mini squats. So this is the little dip and up, the one that I always think of as half sitting back in a chair behind you and then changing your mind and standing up again. Dip and up. Care to keep your knees pointing ahead. Take care to make sure that your chest isn't dropping down and looking straight ahead, and shoulders open and tummy muscle in. You know, there's always like 5 or 6 things to think about in any exercise that we do. And down and back. Last one. And coming up there, shaking out. Okay, a little bit of prep work for your ankles now. So I would use one hand on the chair at your side for this one because it's quite balancy. Feet narrow hip width, don't make them wide on this one. You're going to push up on both sets of toes, pushing right the way up tall and switching. And coming up onto the front of the feet and down again. And keep that moving. So it's a slow but on the move thing here, all the way through. And you're just constantly switching from one leg to the other. And try and do this without going a lot side to side. Try and keep it as much straight up and down as possible. And as you push up tall, when you go really high, you'll feel those calf muscles, these ones here, big muscles that do so much work. And they'll really start to kick in and you'll feel them working as you go up and pedaling through. This is a sticky toe pedaling all the way through. Up, a couple more, up and up. And by the end of it, you'll feel those calf muscles, they've woken up now. All right, so from there, we're going to do more ankle loosening. First of our 2 ankle mobility exercises. Stand on the leg next to your chair. Point the toe on the other one, just in front of you, but on its railway track. Heel down. Same place, toe. So you're trying to get both the heel and the toe hitting the ground on exactly the same spot. Both on the same spot. And to do that, you have to point the toe down to keep the heel high, and then the heel comes down and the toe goes high. You see the way that my foot is moving. That's to create that movement through the ankle. Okay, shake out. We're going to take the chair over to the other side. Okay, standing on your chair. By the way, I have 2 chairs here, all right? I'm going to explain that later, but you really don't need 2 chairs at this point. So, standing on the leg, other toe pointing, up tall, tummy muscle in, and heel down with the toe high. Point the toe, bring the heel up. Heel down, toe high. Heel high, toe high. And point. And heel. And last one. And now bring the foot back and shake out there. Okay, so now I'm going to turn that chair around again. I'm getting that one right out of the way for the moment. And this time we're going to do ankle circles. So it's a little bit trickier, more balancy. So standing on the leg next to the chair, point the toe, and this time we're lifting just off the ground, circling the ankle in front of you. Big slow circles. So it's the big toe making the circle on an imaginary sheet of paper just in front of you, and then round the other way. And look, the leg has to stay still. So the leg doesn't move. It's so that we can really work the ankle instead of the leg doing the job for us. All right. Same on the other side. And again, if you want to really challenge yourself, you can try and do this without using this for balance. So now I'm doing a one leg stand and circling the ankle, which is quite hard. But if you want to, just put your fingers on and touch the chair there to help stabilize. Around and then round the other way. And nice and tall here. And keep that ankle circling. And if you need to, you can have a quick look down to check that you're not moving the leg. All right, and bring that one back. Okay, chair back round to where it was. So we're ready to go on to the slightly more concentrated muscle work that we're doing for the lower leg muscles. The 2 that we're really focusing on here, These big calf muscles I already mentioned behind you, and then the opposite ones to them in the front. So it's these ones that run off the shin, and they're called your tib or tibialis muscles. So those are the ones that are really critical to walking, to good quality walking. You need strength and you need the balance work as well. Here we go, first of these exercises. Feet on your railway tracks, abs in, and we're going straight up on the tops of the toes. Staying there, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down again. And pushing up. As you do this, if you go really high, you're going to feel these calf muscles working. 4, 5, and down. It's kind of nice that you can really feel that the muscles are, it's having the desired effect on the muscles. 3, 4, 5, and down. And again, pushing up tall, keeping your legs straight here. 3, 4, 5, and down. And again, and up, 2, 3, 4. Now careful, as you come down, don't do this. A lot of people sort of just rock backwards as they go down on their heels. Not good, not necessary, just stay there. 2, 3, 4, 5. You just come down and stand. And up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. You may start doing this exercise with both hands in front because it is quite balancy, but as you improve, reduce the number of fingers that you're using to hold on the chair in front, and come down, and up again, and then eventually, chair to the side, just one hand, 3, 4, 5, and down. Last one coming up, and then maybe just one finger. Which finger? That finger. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down, and finish there. And I can really feel those calf muscles. I can every time. Yeah, hard work. Okay, remember, if you're starting to get big reaction from those calf muscles, even after you do the first 2 or 3, which is quite likely to happen the first couple of times, stop, rest, shake out like I do, these sort of just moving the legs around, get fresh oxygen down to the muscles, then try a few more, all right? You always, with these exercises, you build up, you build up, you build up gradually. Right, we're going to do the opposite muscles now. So keeping the chair where it is, this time we want to pick the toes off the ground. Unlike that one where we wanted to go really, really up as much as possible, this is a much smaller movement. So, 2 rules. 1, keep your knees slightly bent. 2, don't push your bottom backwards, okay? If you follow those 2 rules, you'll be able to get to the right muscles to do the work. The big mistake that people make with this exercise is they lift their toes really high, and then what that means is that they end up rocking backwards, sometimes quite precariously. But I don't want you to rock onto your heels because that's cheating, basically. We're not necessarily doing the muscle work there. So we're going to wipe that out by keeping soft bend in the knees and no pushing your bum back. Here we go. Lifting the toes just off the ground. 3, 4, 5, and down again. So it's like the ground's really hot and you need to pick the toes up, otherwise they're going to burn. 3, 4, 5, touch them down. And again, and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, touch down. So just have a look and see, because I'm not rocking backwards. You pick up the toes, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you put them back down again. All right, so it's a small movement, quite concentrated. 3, 4, 5, and down. And I am keeping just a bit of a bend in the knees, and I'm trying not to push my bottom backwards. 3, 4, 5, and down. We've got 2 more to go, those. And lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Last one. And picking up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And by the end of that set, you should feel, some of the reaction here as well in these front tibialis muscles. Okay. So from there, we're now ready to do a slightly more balancy exercise that uses these sets of muscles, but it mimics more of a kind of slow motion walking action. It goes like this. With the leg furthest from the chair, you're going to take a step forwards, just a normal step, but with a very big pickup for your toe. So you're rolling through there onto the toe, and then you change your mind, and we're reversing the film and coming back again. So step, rock, roll, and return. Step, rock, roll, and return. Watch. Step, rock through, roll back and return. And off we go. Step, rock, roll, return. Step, big pickup, rock through forwards. It's quite balancy. Roll back and return. Step and rock through. Whoops, went too far. Back and return. Again. And step, rock and roll and return. You're keeping your hand there, so it's going to help with the balance. But you will feel the legs and the ankles in particular working quite hard. And one more of these. And back we go. All right, same on the other leg. So bringing the chair around. When you do this, start just back of the chair so that you have somewhere to go without your hand having to lean backwards. Okay, here we go on this side. Big pickup. Step, rock forwards onto the toes there for a moment. Back, lifting up again and return. So you're rolling through the foot, which is what we do when we walk. And roll and return. Step, rock forwards, roll back and return. One more thing here. As you come back, don't lean back. That's really horrible. I'll show you this way. So, up forwards. Now here, don't be tempted to go like that. That's pretty unpleasant and unsafe. So, you just rock forwards, roll onto the back foot and then bring the other foot back again. One more. Up and back and return. Shake out your legs. Okay, switch in emphasis now because we're going to be working now more on side to side balance, sideways walking. So we're going to do a few steps to the side and working the muscles on the outside of the hips. So first off, a simple side step, which we already did in the warm-up. And this time we're adding a little pattern. I'm going to do one step and back. Then I'm going to do a second side step and back. So 1, 2, back and back. Then 3 side steps and back and back and back. All right? It's a pattern and you need to work your brain for this one. So 1 step and back. 2 side steps. And back and back. Now 3. 1, 2, 3, back, back, and back. Good. When we do a single side step, as long as you're comfortable and you're confident with the basic stepping action to the side, it's fine. But nearly everyone finds that as you add more side steps in, there's this kind of magnetic desire to want to turn the way that you're sidestepping. You've got to keep your body square to the front. This is one of the skills of this movement. So if we're going the opposite way, which we are now, 1 step and back, 2 steps and back, 3 steps and back. Think about keeping everything facing forwards, not letting yourself turn. All right, here we go. And 1 and back. 2 steps and back and back. 3 steps. 1, 2 and 3 and back, back and back. And stop there. Good. You can repeat that a few times if you fancy it because it's a really good, useful little discipline because it's about shifting your balance, shifting your weight, and that's all-important side step, which seems like a really simple little thing, but as we age, it becomes troublesome. Right, now we're going to do a big step. This is also troublesome. This is over to the side and back, but I'm doing it as though I'm really stepping over a stream, so it's a big step. We're stepping wide and then we're going back. All right, much bigger step. Over and back. And really this one, it's as wide as you can manage. I mean, don't go mad, don't do the splits, but it's wide. It's a big step and a big step back. And here, think about your body going with the leg that's moving so that you stay in balance. And over and back. And over and back. And one more. Over the stream without dragging the other leg. So always the second leg needs to step over as well. Okay, and from there, our third and most challenging of these side steps. This is a little lunge, all right? A lunge is like a fancy curtsy, really. So when you do a curtsy, you would just bend the knee, and there you go. And we always bend one of the legs when we lunge. Side lunge. So this is how it goes. Over and back, all right? So we're only taking one leg out and bringing it back, unlike a side step. The trickiest bit of this is that when you step the foot to the side, which we've just been doing, this time I'm stopping there so you can see. You have to point the toe slightly diagonally, even though the foot is level-ish with the other foot. So it steps over, but with a little point so that the knee can bend nice and comfortably, all right? It's all about not putting bad pressure through the knee. So there we are, stepping to the side, but the toes pointing slightly to the front. When you start practicing this, it's very common, because you're thinking about, oh, where's my foot going? And it's going to the diagonal. It's very common to do this. And you end up stepping forwards into the diagonal. But it isn't that. We want to step sideways. So again, try practicing. And I really suggest two things. Firstly, keep a chair next to the leg that you're leaving behind. So you've got one hand that can help to stabilise. Then do it and stop before you finish the movement. Go there, have a look, see where your feet are. Is it in the right place? Is it pointing the right way? Then carry on and come back. And after a few of those, you'll get confident about where exactly it is that you're going. And you can do it no problem. All right? Over and back. Now, keeping the hand there on the chair is very useful to help with your balance. Once you're used to the feeling of this, then you want to do without the chair. This is a combined strength, balance, and a little bit of power in the muscle there, because as we power back, we have to push off that leg. Over and back. This leg stays straight. Over and back. Over and back. To the side, and you always take your body with the leg that's moving. Don't leave your body behind you. Over and back. Last one. Over and back. Same on the other leg. So if you're using your chair now, your chair will be by the leg that's staying still. So hand there so that you don't end up going like this with your hands, all right? So you want to keep your hand nice and steady there. This is the leg. Let's check it. Is my foot in the right place? Yes. Is my leg level? Yes. All right, over and back. Over, body goes with you as you step over, and then you power back gently. Over, push off, back. Over and back. Over and back. Two more. And this is quite a big workout for all of these hip muscles as well. That's it, and finish there. Good. All right. Next, now, this is where we need the two chairs. So I'm bringing both chairs in now. Ooh, get rid of my water bottle there. Two chairs. And I'm turning them here because I'm making myself a handrail, all right? So this works fine because I've got two chair backs, and those mean that I've got something that I can go along because I'm going to be walking along here. You can equally well do this in the kitchen along the kitchen work surface. So your hand just creeping its way along there. If you have a suitable floor, you could go along the sofa, the back of the sofa, in your sitting room. But just be careful, you don't want heavy rugs going on there that you're practicing on, okay? Especially when you see what we're going to be doing. So, kitchen surface, two chairs, equally good. But they've got to be high enough that you don't have to bend over to use your support. Feet on railway tracks. Tummy muscle in, we're going up on the toes again, oof, calf muscles. And now, tiny little steps as though you're on stilts, tiptoeing through the tulips, nice and controlled, don't tread your tulips, and down, and back we go. So we're using the hand to help with balance as we go all the way up. Very small steps because we are tiptoeing through the tulips, trying to control it, and down, and back. So you'll feel the balance here, a lot of balance. Tummy muscle in, up we go, and tiptoeing, trying not to go side to side, but keeping your trajectory straight ahead, Heels down, always walking back normally. And we're just going to do one more. Up on the toes and tiptoeing. Tiptoe, tiptoe, feet on railway tracks, down, back we go. And guess what? We're going to do the opposite now. So now we're lifting the toes up. So we're walking on the heels. Same rules as before. Soft bend in the knees. Don't push your bottom backwards. Here we go. Walking on the heels all the way to your front. Toes down, walk back. A lot of people find this really tricky and quite painful if you've got dodgy knees, all right? So when you pick up those toes and you start walking, there is a bit of pressure on the knees. So be careful. If it feels really, really unpleasant for you, then don't push it. On the other hand, give it a couple of goes before you give up, and you may find that it starts to get a little bit easier. It's a very unfamiliar thing. We're not used to doing it, but it's a fantastic balance challenge. Tiny little steps, woo, hold there, and down again, and back we go. All right, last one. Tummy in, one hand if you need it on the chair, I recommend it, and walking forwards, tiny little steps, holding the toes off and down, and back to your start. Okay, so we are all but done now. We're just going to finish with a simple stretch, but a very important one, because we have worked these calf muscles very hard today. And they are big muscles, and they do tend to cramp and tighten a lot. And I'm sure that, you know, you've had cramps at night. Most old people have some form of cramping going on at night, which is really, really nasty. So this is a key culprit muscle, these calf muscles. So we're going to stretch them to try to keep them lengthened out after all of that hard work that they've been doing. Here is your calf stretch. Use your chair, feet on railway tracks, and you're going to be just resting your hands on the chair there. Imagine the railway tracks behind you. You're sliding one leg back. Now here, make sure that the foot is actually down on the ground. It's sometimes hard to know when it's behind you, so make sure you feel that heel is down. Leg is straight, no bending in your knee behind you. Watch, my bottom comes in towards the chair, so my front knee will bend a little there, and that makes it pull on this bit here where the calf is, so that my calf muscle is now stretching, keeping that back leg very straight, no bend in the knee, and keeping my heel on the ground. If you do all of that, you will feel a calf stretch. And we stay still and breathe. And we breathe. And just carry on breathing. And then ease up from there, shake out. Back to the railway tracks, same with the other leg. So you slide that leg back and you place it firmly down on the ground. And watch out. Very often when you do that, mysteriously, that happens. So you end up with your heel inwards and your toe pointing outwards. So you have to make sure that foot is straight behind you and not slightly inwards, because it makes a difference to the stretch. So foot firmly down, legs straight, bottom coming inwards towards your chair till you feel it. Then you stop still, relax your shoulders, tummy muscle in, breathe, breathe, breathe. Staying still. Minimum of 8 to 10 seconds is what you're looking at here, but really try to feel. When you feel it starting to reduce in intensity, then you ease your way out and shake out your legs there. And we are done. So that was your walking muscle workout. In conditions of lockdown, where we're all housebound, you're just not getting your normal daily walking going on, all right? Please do this one. Keep these muscles in trim. Keep your balance tuned up, and you will really be happy about it when you are able to get out and about again. All right, thanks very much for sticking with it. Explore the other videos. Come back and do them all over again. This one is safe to do every day, although you will feel some reactions in your muscles because you've been working them really hard. But that reduces as you go on and you do the workout and everything strengthens up. Okay, bye.